You're new to the wrap industry, you need to look out for these common mistakes. So we've just recorded a YouTube video and spent 15 minutes doing it, and Ryan didn't push record. I cannot believe you've just done that.
Doesn't do anything.
15 minutes of my life.
All I'm saying is this camera's my camera. It worked fine. This camera is Matt's camera and it didn't work.
We're doing a YouTube video on beginner rappers, common issues, things that you sort of need to look out for if you're starting up or getting into vehicle wrapping. Where's your questions?
I'm not even going to use them this time.
Oh, okay.
I think we've...
Because he's rehearsed.
Yeah, practice, would you believe? So, preparation mistakes. How you're preparing the panels, how much you're stripping the car down, things like that.
Okay, preparation. So, you've obviously got to have a clean surface. That's
Dog barking.
Dog barking. She wants to come out. We're trying to do a video. Yes, you are full on, aren't you? And you are actually pushing me off the chair. What are we talking about? Degreasing, preparation. So yeah, you've got to have a clean, smooth surface, wrapping over flaky lacquer, stone chips, grease, anything like that. You're going to see it and it's going to look awful. And then it's also not going to last. If you're new to the game and you're thinking, oh, I'll just wash it and then wax it or polish it, don't do that either. Wash it and then use isopropyl alcohol. Different brands have different manufacturers, so always double check what brand you're using. So as we said before, we use brand on brand. If we're using 3M, we use a 3M cleaner. If we're using Avery, we use an Avery cleaner, etc. Not all brands have their own cleaners, but in the spec sheets, they will have recommendations. But use an ISO to degrease. Do not think you can wax and then apply the wrap, because all you're gonna do is introduce silicone and all sorts of other chemicals that these products have got.
Hardware-wise, how far would you go stripping the car?
Straight to it. You don't f around, do you?
We've done it once, I don't want to do it again.
Hardware, removing.
How much? How far would you go with that?
We strip vehicles down all the way. So bumpers off, lights out, handles off, badges, grills out, and things like that. You get a much better finish. It's quite a bold statement. You get a much better, I believe the finish is better when you remove the panels. You can get a return on the material, you can work on the material and on the panel easier than trying to stick micro squeegees in areas and just, in my opinion, be lazy to not take something off. Now, there's a load of shops out there that don't have the knowledge on how to strip vehicles down. And it's not my place to say that you're doing it wrong or you're doing it right. It's just, this is how I do it. But I believe that you get a better finish if you take a door handle out than try and cut round it, or a door mirror, or a door rubber, or a sill. Just take it off. It's not rocket science. If you don't know how to take it off, do some research. Ask someone. Watch a YouTube video. Subscribe to someone's channel. Subscribe to this channel. It's free.
So then we're at the stage where we've prepped all our panels.
You prepped your panels, you've removed your hardware.
All of the hardware. I'm putting the material onto the car.
You had to get your phone out to check what your questions were.
Yes, I did. So if we move on then from preparation, we've finished all our prep. We are happy. We are happy that our surface is now ready to accept some vinyl.
Some vinyl, some wrap, yeah.
Common mistakes when applying the material.
Heating when you don't need to heat it. Overstretching it when you don't need to stretch it. Trapping air bubbles, closing the door, as they call it. Depending what panel it is that you're wrapping, like if you're doing a bonnet, you don't need to heat the middle of the bonnet. I mean, we did this one and we didn't heat any of it until we got to this corner here. We did the whole lot with what they call cold stretch. I think the only reason you need to introduce heat is when you need to manipulate the material. If you're not manipulating the material, just squeegee it down. Try not to trap any air in it. Different materials have got different ways of air release. They've all got air channels and things like that. So use the film's technology to aid your fitting. A lot of them have got low tack flight technology, I think Arlon call it. So you can pick the material up, lay it down, pick it up, lay it down. It's quite forgiving, but I would say overstretching or even stretching when you don't need to is one of the biggest mistakes I made when I started out, and probably understanding the technology of the material and how to actually use the material correctly.
Put the material on the vehicle, you need to cut, obviously use knifeless tape wherever possible. Is it acceptable to use a knife on the paintwork?
You said it, knife on paintwork. There's nothing wrong with putting a knife on a car. It's, if you know how to use your knife and you know how to cut material, there's nothing wrong with doing it. If you can use knifeless tape, use knifeless tape. That's a no-brainer. But there are areas and places where knifeless tape's not going to be acceptable. Is that a good word? It's not going to work correctly, and that you are going to have to use a knife. For example, PPF. Knifeless tape, I've never used knifeless tape when cutting PPF. It's way too thick. It's not going to work. You need to use a knife. Using a knife on paintwork, a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're going to scratch my paint and it's going to... All you're actually doing is scoring the material. That is it. So if you know how to use your knife, there's no reason why you shouldn't do it. But again, when you go on the training courses, what they'll do is they'll blow up a balloon, they'll put a piece of material over an inflated balloon, and they'll ask you to cut the material without popping the balloon. If you can do that, you can cut on a car.
Would you be open to accepting the challenge of doing this? In a later video, we will get a balloon and we'll put him to the test.
We'll let you do it and just bang! I'm trained to use a knife. It's no different to a mechanic putting a spanner on your car to undo a nut. The spanner is the tool for the mechanic, the knife is the tool for the wrapper.
Finishing mistakes. So you've wrapped your car, you've removed everything, you've applied the material, you've trimmed it all, it's looking lovely. So many people, I guess, out there would say that that's job done, put the car together and put it back on the roads without paying any attention really to any post heating that might be needing.
Are you secretly reading your screen?
I'm not doing it secretly. It's right there.
It's like... So finishing. So sealing edges, I don't know what you really mean with that. I mean, in the marine industry, there's actual sealers and stuff to stop the water going in. But sort of in the automotive industry, once you've trimmed it, are you just referring to heating the material and pushing it down and making sure that it's flat all the way?
In an instance where you can't return the material, front of a roof where it meets the windscreen.
Yeah, but you tuck it in under the windscreen sill. Post heating is probably quite a big one. So when you wrap a van or a car and you've got areas like on this bumper that are sort of, you've stretched the material in and you need to post heat it, that's probably something that a lot of people potentially don't know about, so they don't do it, especially when you're sitting out, and even when you do post heat, what temperature to post heat it to. So yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a rambling video, but even if you picked one bit of advice up from it, then it was worth it as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I mean, remember to subscribe. It is free. I have to keep saying it's free because people think that when you have to subscribe, you have to pay for something, but no, it is free. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and if you need any advice, got any questions, let us know in the comments, or even if I've said something wrong and you have a different opinion on it, let us know in the comments. I'm always up for learning, trying different things, different techniques. What we've discussed is how I do it, and what I've picked up off training courses and things like that. But if you've got another way, or you say, oh, that's not how you do it, let us know. Love a debate. See you in the next one.